Hey guys, Walter's World here, and we're in St. Louis, Missouri, in the United States. Nice town to come check out if you're spending a weekend in the Midwest of the U.S. And that's why we're here. We're just enjoying a little time here in St. Louis. And I thought what we'd do is give you the top 10 things to see here in St. Louis, because it is a nice town. You know, it's right on the Mississippi River. It's the gateway to the West. Basically, when people first started going out to the West after the Louisiana Purchase, they came through St. Louis to go out. So that's why one of the reasons why they have the Gateway Arch here. It's a gateway to the west. Also, there's a museum underneath it of the expansion out to the west. But let's go on the top 10 things you should see when you're here in St. Louis. And the first one, and the main thing to see here, is the arch behind me. You can take a elevator up to the very top, 630 feet. You're in a little pod, so if you're claustrophobic, you're not going to want to do this. But you go up there, it has beautiful views of the river and over into Illinois, the other state across the way. Also to downtown St. Louis, which is really kind of a cool thing to do. Kids really love it because you have a really nice view on things. And it is very nice. Okay, and also underneath they have the Westward Expansion Museum, which has a nice kind of history of the U.S. going out west from 1800 to 1900. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's free to go in. You only pay to take the escalator to the top, the elevator to the top. But it is worth it. And make sure you book it online beforehand because they're time tickets, and you need to have an ID to get on. Second thing you want to check out when you're here is the St. Louis City Museum. St. Louis has a pretty cool history, and the museum does the City History Museum, or the City Museum I should call it, has a really good collection of artifacts and pictures and documentation of all the stuff that's going on in this city since its inception. And it is really a cool museum to check out. Third thing you want to do here is a little bit more on the adult side, is the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Brewery tour at the brewery here in St. Louis. Budweiser, or Anheuser-Busch, is based here. It's now owned by InBev, but InBev has their U.S. operations based here. But you'll see Budweiser all over the city. The Busch family's invested a lot. The zoo, Grants Park, or Grants Farm, all kinds of stuff. And the brewery tour is a nice way to go. Get a couple of free beers, see the Clydesdale horses, and have a nice little time there. It's really kind of a cool tour to take. Okay. The fourth thing you want to check out when you're here is Grants Farm. It's a nature preserve. Grant has a farmhouse there that was built, but I believe it's the Busch family's kind of home area. They put up the foundation, puts a lot of money into it to keep it up. It's a beautiful kind of park you go to check out, nature preserve. Have a really nice time there. Take your family there. There's animals to check out. Your kids will love it. Believe me. All my friends that live here, they said, take your kids to Grants Park. Okay? Now, number 5, they have Lacleed's Landing. Now, St. Louis is a river town. Okay, the Mississippi River is right behind me. And Lacleed's Landing still has a lot of these old red brick buildings. They're now bars and restaurants and stuff, but it's really cool just to walk through, have lunch, or go out at night and check it out there. It is kind of a fun thing to do and see, because it's really nice to see these big, nice, beautiful red brick buildings still right on the waterfront. Okay. Also, I guess with Lacleed's Landing, you also want to talk about the riverfront here. You can walk up and down the riverfront. There's a nice promenade if the river's not too high. All right. Now, the sixth thing you want to check out when you're here is the St. Louis Science Center. It's fun for kids. It's fun for adults to check it out. My personal favorite is there's a part that goes over the highway, and you can watch the cars racing underneath you because they drive a little fast here. Watch them race underneath you, and they have like a radar gun to check it out. But there's all the typical science center kind of stuff. It is really fun for kids and adults, so definitely want to check that out. The seventh thing, which is by the Science Center, is the St. Louis Art Museum. They had the World's Fair here in 1904, and Forest Park is where they did it's called Forest Park, but where they did a lot of the stuff, and the Art Museum, St. Louis Art Museum, was one of the things they built for it. It's got over 30,000 pieces in their collection. It is a really, really cool museum, really good collection of art for a town of only 2 million people in the U.S. I mean, it is really cool. Definitely check that out. The eighth thing you should check out when you're here is the zoo. The zoo here is free, and it's a really good zoo. So check it out, especially if you have kids, or if you want to go on a nice day, go to the zoo. It's set up really nicely. You can walk through very easily. It's fun to see. Lots of things to do, and like I said, it's free to check out. Number 9, the things you should do here. Now, you might not think of Missouri as a big wine area, but if you go a little bit outside of St. Louis towards Herman, Missouri, they have a lot of vineyards out there and wine tours and stuff like that, which are actually really fun. Not just for the wine, but for the educational purposes as well. Okay, but it is really fun. So number 9 is going out to the vineyards. And number 10 is going to a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game. Guys, St. Louis loves their baseball. The stadium, the team, they are saints. Okay, everyone loves them because they've won like the second most championships, World Series championships anywhere, and the town loves them. And if you get a chance to go to a game, it is quite an experience to see everyone rooting for it, wearing their red, and having a good time. It's easy to get tickets on game days. If not, you can go to their website and check it out. It's very cool. So, again, the 10 things you should check out if you're heading to St. Louis, Missouri for a weekend trip are 1. The Gateway Arch and Westward Expansion Museum, which is right behind me. 2. The St. Louis City Museum, for get a history of the city. Number 3, take a Budweiser Brewery tour. Always fun for everybody. You get two or three free beers too, so hey, it's economical. Okay. Number 4, a Grant's Farm Nature Preserve, which is very nice. Number 5, Lacleed's Landing. It's on the riverfront, in the riverfront right here by the arch. Okay. Number 6, you have the St. Louis Science Center for a little bit of learning and brain and stimulation after the brewery and Lacleed's Landing. You're gonna need some brain stimulation. Number 7, the St. Louis Art Museum, which is right by the Science Center. Number 8, the zoo. Number 9, you have the vineyards in Herman, Missouri, and outside of St. Louis. And number 10, going to a St. Louis Cardinal baseball game. So guys, if you're driving through the if you're coming from the east to the west, you know, because a lot of my friends like to get a car in New York and drive to Los Angeles because they're insane. The old Route 66, which actually goes from Chicago to LA, comes through here in St. Louis. But this is the gateway to the west, St. Louis, and it is a really cool town, so it's definitely worth checking out. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you have any more questions, or you want to learn about more cities in the U.S. or abroad, come see us at www.waltersworld.com. It's in the more info thing on the YouTube video, or just you're at our site anyway, so come check it out. We have languages, we have cities, we have countries, we have all kinds of stuff for you to learn. So have a great time, and thanks for joining us in St. Louis, Missouri.